And Tom. Plenty still to get through. We're going to talk about the Six Nations before 9, a bit more football to come as well, and we'll talk about a big weekend for the Langham youth rugby team as well. But we are going to take you to Antalya now with Jeremy Cross from Haverfordwest Tennis Club, who is joining us. Jeremy is part of the GB Men's Over 45 squad, taking part in the ITF World Tennis Master Tour team event, which is underway, and he joins us right now. Jeremy, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, nice to be here.
Excellent. Well, listen, welcome back to Pure West Sport. It's really good to have you on talking about this. First of all, I know you've been in action today, and we'll come to that in just a sec, but can you tell us a bit about the format of this tournament and how the call-up came about?
Yeah, so this is the World Tennis Masters event. So I guess the best players for their age groups in the world in the different countries. So we've got over 30s, 35s, 40s, 45s, and 50s. I'm at near the top end of that, so they're over 45s. And men's and women's. We've got, I think it was 163 teams from 33 countries and about 1,000 players. So it's a big old event. And I was counting up the courts for you, and we've got 89 clay courts that we're all playing on. So it's split across 2 venues.
And how did your call-up come about? Did you have to qualify yourself to get the call-up? Because I know it's been something of an ambition for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been an ambition for a while, actually. So when it was originally over 35s was when you hit the veterans, as they're called. Mm-hmm. Although, didn't feel particularly a veteran at 35, hopefully. But so for about 10 years, I've wanted to get into the Great Britain team. I made the Four Nations event 10 years ago. But then last year, I managed to get to the semi-finals in the Great Britain Championships in Wrexham this time last year, and that was with a few other smaller kind of tournaments. That was enough to get into the reserve list for this one. And then, unfortunately, someone pulled out. In fact, the guy I lost to in Wrexham last year, about a month and a half ago. So I got the call up, which was really great news.
Just before Fraser, Gordon and Tom come in, can you just explain for people who are watching and listening, what's the format of this tournament? And we'll come to how you got on today, but how does it line up over the next week or so?
Yeah, sure. So it's group stages at the moment. So it's kind of like the World Cup, we're in the groups. And in our group, we have 3. So there's either 3 or 4. In our event, the 45s, there's, I think, 9, what is it? About 19-ish teams, I think. And the top from each group goes through for sure. And then because there's 6 groups, 2 more from those 6 groups, the lucky losers, as they're called, will go through. And those get actually selected out of a hat, would you believe? So so it's a 1 in 3 chance if you don't come top of your group to get through as the other 2 places for the quarterfinals.
Fraser.
And then
Jeremy, good to speak to you again. I know you're playing on clay over there, not a surface we're really that familiar with in Britain. How difficult you finding that? You've got to adapt for that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love clay. I grew up in Jersey in the Channel Islands, so not far from France. I used to play for a French club actually on the weekends when I was a bit younger. So I did have a bit of a heritage of it, but it's a whole different ball game. It's completely different. I don't know if you guys have watched the French Open, and then obviously only a few weeks later you get Wimbledon. It's totally different, and sometimes players that do well on one can do well on both, but you get some specialists.
Yeah.
So the rallies are a lot longer. It's much harder work. You've got to use your legs a lot more. And you slide around a bit, and the balls are bouncing a bit higher. So you've got to be a lot more patient and get your tactics right. So there's a bit of adjusting certainly.
And I know you play a lot of club level as well. When you step up from club to international level, albeit whether it's age group or whatever, what are the main differences with the opponents you're playing in? What takes things to the next level, so to speak?
They just don't miss. It's the first one. And when they get it in, they hit twice as hard, I think. It's just kind of everything. It's like most sports, everything's a little bit better. And I think the biggest thing is just match competitiveness. They've all played a lot of tennis in their lives. Some of these guys have been top 100-200 in the world, or top 100 in the world even, so they're used to competing well. So some of them don't necessarily technically look maybe the best, but they're going to they're going to make you work hard, especially on the clay courts.
You're saying about the standard there, Jeremy. Are you talking about any former professionals that can play in this tournament? Are they or aren't they included? It's just the higher standard in each country.
No, it's anyone. So yeah, anyone.
Wow.
So you could play somebody like Nadal on clay. That would be great, wouldn't it?
yeah, he's 36. So yeah,
he's a veteran now. So perhaps we can match that one up for you.
Yeah, Federer's just hit 40 as well. So yeah, he's got dodgy knee though. But yeah, anyone. So there's one guy here, the number one from Italy, who played Carlos Alcaraz last year.
Oh.
Right.
Wow.
And so I mean he's 150 in the world. So he's a not a bad player.
So you are hoping to avoid Italy then, are you?
Yeah.
I think he's in the over 35. So I personally
that's okay.
The Great Britain team did play him today actually, and got soundly trounced actually.
Tell us about today, Jeremy. I know you were in action against France, weren't you today? How did it go?
Well, I'll preface this by saying that France were the defending champions.
Yep.
And number 2 seed. So we got them as the seed in our group. So it was tough. We lost unfortunately. So our number 1 and number 2 both actually competed really well and lost in straight sets. But it was good. There was some good stuff there. Where they had some chances. And then I came in for the doubles and unfortunately lost. We didn't start particularly well and then got going a bit in the second set. So they played their first match yesterday. So I'm looking for excuses, aren't I?
No.
My first match.
So that's a tricky start.
Lost 3-0, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's the taking part that's important.
No, it's not the winning. I should say that. But yeah, today didn't feel like that.
But you are sorry, Fred. But we should just say you're back on the court tomorrow morning, quite early, aren't you? Your time. Against the hosts. So how's that shaping up to take on Turkey?
Yeah, I think I'd say probably quite strong favourites against Turkey. So we just need to do a job and then make sure that we play well against them. But it's their home court, so they're more used to it at the moment. The interesting thing, their number 1 is an ambidextrous, so he can basically choose. He can play forehands and backhands on both sides, which is really rare. So we watched him the other day. It's confusing. You don't know what's going to happen. It looked like sometimes he didn't know what was going to happen. he was pretty handy, obviously. So but I think we're quite strong favourites for tomorrow.
He don't hold 2 rackets in hand. No, one in each hand.
Yeah, I don't know if you're allowed to do. I think you're not.
No, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah. Cut Fraser.
Yeah, Joe. A much broader note now. Age group tennis has grown in popularity in the last few years. I know in cricket they call it veterans and age group and so on, over 40s, 50s, 60s. It seems to be a lot bigger concept in sport now, actually, is creating more age group levels as people get older. Does that help likes of yourself keep you motivated? The fact that, you might be going into your 40s, 45, whatever, and yet you've still got international appearances to aim for. Do you think that helps with longevity with people because they've got this to aim for and they're not as tempted to hang up their racket so soon, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, definitely for me, that was the case. So I hit the 35s, as I said, and it was right. While I'm the youngest, I wanted to get into that. And I played in tennis, the over 35s that was at Wimbledon. So, just a great opportunity to play at some amazing venues as well. But you can play to 90. So the oldest age groups at the international stage is over 90s. So, it's amazing. And some of these guys, they are incredible. They move so well, and they just make they're really competitive as well. So if I can stay fit, you'll get better as you age, I think.
Yeah. And what's the feeling like to represent GB as well? Because you laugh about the age groups, but it must be a real feeling of pride to be able to do this. And I can see you've got the GB kit on there as well. Yeah. It must mean something, that Jeremy. You must be delighted to be out there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. A couple of weeks ago when the tracksuit came in the post, it's like got the track, it was that feeling, and it's just another. It's just a thing, it's like any goal, just something you really want to do and just get the chance to do it. And I think tennis has been just really good to me in my life. It's given me all kinds of opportunities. So it's not just about representing Great Britain. It's that you can meet some people who, share some similar values to you, have some, good conversations, and people are, they're open for conversations at this age group. At a younger age, you avoid each other and hate each other, whatever. But everyone's really friendly, and you just want to share ideas, and just talk about how you're playing and how you fit it around your work and your family and all that kind of stuff. So it's just really lovely to be able to travel and meet people from around the world.
And how long are you out there for? Because you say it's the team round this week, isn't it? And are you out there for the singles as well? When does that start?
Yeah, that's right. So the team event finishes on Friday, and then we go into the individual events. So you're representing yourself, and that is singles, and I'm in doubles as well. So that starts from Saturday. So as I was saying before we came on, I booked a couple of flights. You never know. They're only £16, I think, but you never know when you're gonna finish. The finals are the following Saturday. There's in my age group, there's 128 draw, so it's like a Grand Slam event. You have to win about 7 matches, so it's a long old thing. But I'm in the doubles too, and I've managed to get quite a good partner for that. So hopefully we'll do well in that.
How long have you had to train with your partner? Is that something that's kind of dreamt up a couple of weeks beforehand, or is it someone that you've known before and played with?
Yeah, no time at all. So
perfect preparation.
It's funny actually, because the guy I played with today, I was at university with 25 years ago, and we haven't played together since then. So you could say that we played together. And then similarly, the guy I'm playing with in the individuals event, I knew from university. He's actually in the over 50s, but he's a really good player. So so I know these guys. I know them, but we haven't obviously played recently together.
Oh, good stuff. I loads of support, I think, back in Pembrokeshire at Haverfordwest Tennis Club. Jeremy, you must be following that a bit as well. They're right behind you, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have. Well, I mean, first of all, my family has been hugely supportive. My wife, Ali's holding the fort at home with the 3 kids, one of whom's ill at the moment. It always happens when you're away. But the club's fantastic. They really support me, and I'm getting messages from everyone from the club as well, which is really lovely.
It's actually great to see, because we've featured Haverfordwest Tennis Club before on the show, of course, and it seems to be really thriving. Actually, is that fair to say? Yeah,
the club's doing great at the moment. We're increasing membership, especially in juniors. We're getting more juniors playing, which is fantastic. I mean, the big thing you probably heard about is that we're trying to maintain indoor tennis, which is a tough one, because in the last few weeks, it's not only the clay courts I haven't been on, but I haven't been able to get on the hard courts because of the rain. So we're trying to kind of make sure we keep indoor tennis through the dome, actually. And in fact, if it's okay to plug, we've got a survey that we're trying to get out to as many people as possible to kind of build our business case for more community tennis indoors. So if people can go to the Haverfordwest website or social media to fill out this survey, it would be fantastic, because as you might imagine, other sports clubs who've developed business cases have got people saying that they would want to use the facility. So if you can fill out the survey, those who are listening, please do. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great, and we'll be happy to give that a push on Pure West, of course. Well, listen, great. Jeremy, enjoy the rest of your time representing GB out in Turkey. Good luck tomorrow against the hosts. Hopefully, on the board tomorrow, and we will continue to follow your progress through this week and into the singles to come as well. Well done flying that Haverfordwest Tennis Club and Pembrokeshire flag out there, and enjoy the rest of your time in Turkey.
Great, thanks, guys. Lovely to chat with you.
Excellent stuff.
Good luck.
Yeah, cheers, Jeremy. Good luck.
Really good stuff. We will take a moment, and we'll be back for the final part of Pure West Sport next.